The Dead Space remake has just been released on the 27th of January 2023, and I must admit that I was really excited for this one. As such, I have already finished the game on stream, and I feel like I can give you my opinion on this remake. Now, I am a very big fan of Dead Space. I have played through the 3 games a lot of times, and I'm such a big fan of this universe and aesthetic. When they announced this remake, I had mixed feelings. I was so happy to see the Dead Space franchise come back, but I was also worried that they might butcher something I am so attached to. But I became more confident when they started showing images and concepts for the remake, like the new dismemberment system. And though I remained careful, I really had my hopes up for this one, and I am glad to say that I am not disappointed. I will avoid spoilers, because even if the original game came in 2008, there are changes in this remake story-wise. This is, by the way, a very good thing, as even people like me who almost know the original game by heart will discover a mainly similar but slightly different storyline. Even a veteran Dead Space player can fully enjoy this remake with these changes. First of all, the game looks great. The lighting, the environments, the suits, just very cool. I have mostly played the game in low because I do not have the best computer and I was streaming it, and it still looks pretty amazing. I have not encountered any game-breaking bugs, just some rare visual bugs but nothing too bad. Let's talk gameplay. What made Dead Space great was how different it was from many other games. The absence of a classic UI and the need to aim for the limbs instead of the head or chest of monsters were definitely things that made the Dead Space franchise unique. This is mostly the same in this remake. The dismemberment feature has been improved and is now even more satisfying. You can now see the damage you deal to an arm or leg, as your shots will slowly peel layers of the limb. This gives more visual clues to players and is to me a good improvement. There is still no classic UI, but there is one change I am not completely convinced by. The interact key is indicated way more often than in the original, like on doors and lockers, which slightly breaks the immersion, and if there is an option to disable it, I did not find it. This is a very minor complaint and it's nothing too important. I want to say that I played the game in hard for my first playthrough, and I thought that my previous experience with the games would give me the upper hand, and I was right. Even in hard mode, I felt like the game was not really as hard as the original. This might be because movement in this game is more fluid and fast, but I also felt like some bigger enemies were not as durable as in the original. As someone who played the original and the other Dead Space games, it is very hard for me to evaluate the actual difficulty, but I would say the balancing is pretty fine overall. Another big change from the original is the no gravity areas. They implemented the free flight from Dead Space 2 and 3 and did not keep the hopping from surface to surface from the original, which is definitely a good change. It looks awesome and the movement is pretty nice. Now, one of the changes I noticed at first was how much the characters talk, and this is a big contrast compared to the original, where Isaac was the silent protagonist. Though it is not necessarily a bad change, and it allows us to get a better grasp of the situation, some dialogues feel a little bit too much. The change from a silent to a talking protagonist was originally done very well between Dead Space 1 and 2, and it is mostly well implemented in this remake. I would say it makes the game less mysterious, but allows you to connect more to the characters that feel now more alive, more nuanced, especially for Kendra. Now, I would say that the physical appearance changes of the characters to match their voice actors was not always the best. The ones who suffered from this the most are Hammond and Nicole. I wish they would have kept Nicole's appearance from Dead Space 2, because she looks a bit too old in this one. Hammond, on the other hand, just looks too nice compared to the original. I mean, I'll just show you an image and you will understand. I want to finish on one last big point for this review. The progression has been changed. It is now less linear, with a security system that locks some doors and lockers for you to come back when you have a better security clearance level. This invites the player to come back to previously visited areas and explore the Ishimura even more. There are also some side missions that can be completed and simply give more information about the lore and the story in general. I think this is a good change that push people to explore more, which is always good considering the original design of the ship. So let me give you my conclusion. This Dead Space remake is good, very good. It is probably better than what I expected, and I am glad that EA is giving the Dead Space franchise a chance. From what I have seen, the game has been well received by critics and players. This all gives me hope for more. They will probably make other Dead Space remakes, and if we are lucky, more original Dead Space games. I have high hopes for the future of this franchise, and hope they will continue to deliver games this good. I wish the best of luck to Motive Studio, and must admit that it really feels like the Dead Space remake was made by people who enjoyed the original game. I just wanted to end by saying that there are rumors about a Dead Space movie being discussed about. No idea if this will lead to an actual movie being made, but I would definitely go see it should it ever become a thing. I hope you have enjoyed this review. I highly encourage you to give this remake a try, whether you are new to the Dead Space franchise or a veteran and fan like me. If you liked this video, do not hesitate to subscribe, as it helps me more than you think. I'll see you again. Bye.